Very good. And then I'm also going to go over here and I'm going to, as I'm working with this right now, I'm going to change I want an annotation right here. So some reason this is not really working right. I'm trying to figure out why that is. Let me see what if I can get something else going here. So we're recording it right now. That's great. And then for whatever reason, I'm not seeing my annotation. Not sure why I'm not seeing that. All right, well, if it's not there, it's not there. Okay, we will just continue on here and we'll move on. Okay. So anyway, we got this here, and what we're going to do right now is we are going to go ahead and rate this particular drawing right here. I've given you a lot of different information that will help you, and we'll go ahead and put these together. So let's go ahead and jump in. So this right here is what it looks like, and you're going to download this from going to download it from Blackboard. So over here, you would go to Blackboard, and then down here, this would be floor plan 2 assignment, and over here, Southfield. So this is the second floor plan we're going to make. It says Southfield. Now, the reason I chose the name Southfield is I grew up in a suburb in Detroit that was called Southfield, Michigan. And so I grew up there. And this house reminds me of a lot of the kind of houses that were built then. So I just went ahead and named it that. And so it's called Southfield, pretty typical of what you would see in a typical kind of a residential neighborhood, that kind of a thing. And so we see this right here. So what we're going to do right here is we go through here. This is where you would find the plan that we talked about. You'd click here, and this is where you download the PDF right here. So this is the PDF, and this is where the information would exist right here. You'd have this. I'd recommend you print this out, and this will serve as our basis for putting this together here. So as we put this together here, we're going to start by drawing our exterior wall. Okay, so the exterior wall is 42 feet, says 42 feet right up here, and then it says 34 feet over here. And then we're going to go over here, and this distance is 14. And then back 6'3", and then over this distance, and then back to the beginning. We got to go ahead and use these different dimensions here to go ahead and put this in place. So we're going to go ahead and start with this right here. So how do I get started here? Well, what I'm going to do here is, first of all, I'm going to go over here, and as I always do, I provide you guys with a template. The template's right here, floor plan 2, Southfield 2020.
Oh, sir?
Yeah, I can't see
I
your.
don't think you're sharing your screen.
I'm not sharing my screen. Okay, thank you for letting me know. I thought I was. All right, looks like that stopped sharing. Can you guys see it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks. Oh, okay, thanks for telling me. All right, and so right now we are recording. Okay, good. And yeah, that's what the issue was. Okay, so got that. Now it looks normal. Okay, good. Okay, so we're sharing it right now, and so you're going to go to the Blackboard. Again, over here, here is where the plan is. Floor plan 2 looks like this right here. This is the information. This is what we're going to be working on. Did you guys saw the sketch of the building, and you also saw the sketch and the photograph, right? You saw those?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this represents the floor plan of that particular building, which we're going to build. I've simplified it a little bit just because I want to be merciful to you guys, so it's not too difficult. But this is what we have here. So what we have here is, if I go here, I can actually go ahead and zoom in here a little bit, and we see that the overall dimension of this wall is 42 feet. And then over to the right, it is actually, if we go over to the side here, we'll see that this is 34 over on this side. So it's 42 by 34. Then there's a couple jogs that go along with that. And this is what we'll start to work on here. So I'm going to go ahead and back this out, and we'll go ahead and start this. So to start this, you always want to go here and you want to download the template, the drawing templates right here. So you download this, the floor plan 2 drawing template, it downloads, and then we start the drawing over here. And I'm going to start the drawing using that template. So I will do precisely that. I'll close out of this. And this is what the drawing is going to look like when I'm all done with it. But what I'm going to do here, let me get rid of this. And all right, get rid of that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to new. I click on the new. And then over here, I go out to my downloads, and I'm going to use floor plan 2 right here. So I'm going to go ahead and use this and open it up. All right. Now, once I open this up, there's I'm starting on the A walls layer, and so I have this going on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by drawing the exterior walls. Okay, the exterior walls are 42 feet by 34 feet. And then over here, it's going to be 14 feet, and then down 6'3", and then out to this location, and then over. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that right now. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pull out my own set of drawings here. just so that it's easier for me. And I would recommend as you guys are doing this, that you print this up. So you have the same thing. So I'm gonna pull mine out here. And let's see here, I've got this. And I've got my floor plan somewhere in here. Okay, yeah, there it is right there. Okay, so my floor plan is actually located here. You won't be able to see it. That's actually the plan. And I'd recommend you guys do the same thing. You print yours up so you have it available. Okay, so when you have it available, I'm going to be kind of just using this. And I'm going to start by going over here. So first I'm going to go here. And I'm going to start by going up here to A walls. And I'm going to use a polyline. A polyline allows me to offset my line to actually give me an interior wall, which is what I'm going to want in this situation. So I'm going to polyline. I'm going to start it right up here. I'm going to go over a distance of 42 feet. So we're 42 feet. Make sure you're typing the foot symbol. And then once I have that, I'm going to go down here 34 feet. And so I go down 34 feet down. And then I go over in this direction, and that's going to be 14 feet. And then back, whoop, and I made an error. So if you're in the command and you make an error like this, you can actually just right click and choose undo, which is what I did there. So I'll show you that again. If I make an error like this, while I'm still in the command, I can right click my mouse and undo the last line segment. Very useful as we go through that there. 14 feet. And then I'm going to go back this way 6'3". So 6'3", boom. Then I'm going to go ahead and pull it over here. Now, the distance over here, I'm just going to go ahead and touch it here. And when I touch it, I'm going to pull it up so it's straight like this. And then when I have that, I'm going to go ahead and stop and click there. And then I'm going to go down this way. Now, the distance I have to go here, I have to go down to the chimney. Okay, so the chimney distance, I've got to add that up in my head. So that's what, 6 feet, 14 feet, 11, 15 feet, 11, 16. And 5 inches, it looks like it is 16 feet 5. So I'm going to go down 16 feet 5. We'll see how close I am. And then I come back out this way. The actual projection out is 2 feet. And then the actual width of that is going to be 4'8". Okay, and then back 2 feet. And we'll see how close we are here. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it here and we'll see how good we are. So I went ahead and put that in here. And that is a polyline. When you make a polyline, it's all one element. That's an important thing to remember right there. So that's all one element. If you drew it with lines, it wouldn't do that. Now, what I'm going to do is before I go any further, I'm going to check my dimensions and make sure it is what it should be. Go to my dimensions layer. And I'm going to go up here to create a dimension. You go to linear. So go to linear, and I'm going to go ahead and click here and click here. It's always good CAD practice to make sure your object was drawn correctly before you proceed. So I'm going to go ahead and put down my dimensions here just to make sure I am where I should be. This should be 14 feet here. And the big dimension I want here is going to be, that should be 5 feet 8 from the corner here. So let's see if it is. We'll find out. If it's not, we can stretch it and make it go there. 5 feet 8, 3 feet, actually 3 feet 8. That doesn't look right. All right, so that is not correct. Okay, 3 feet 2 plus 2, so that should be 5 feet 8. Okay, looks like I'm off a little bit there, so I can go ahead and fix that. Yes, which I'll have to do. So I'll go ahead and move that down. I can stretch it or move it, and we can go ahead and make that work. So let's see here. How would I do that? I can do the stretch command. So I'll go stretch, and I'll go ahead and touch this, and I'll do this. And I'll go ahead and touch it here and go down 2 feet. So I'll type in 24 for 2 feet. When I do that, that gives me that, which that should be correct there now. Okay, kind of a cool concept I just showed you right there kind of quickly, but what the heck, it's how it works. Okay, so now going back over to here, I am going to go here, and this should be I made it 7'8". That's why. Okay, that's why that's error. Okay, so I got to stretch this back the other way. So I'll stretch this, and I'll go ahead and do this now. And that's got to go down 3 feet. That's probably going to be right now. Okay, so sometimes you just have to, do a little bit of correction, which I just did there. But again, the whole bottom line is you want to make sure it's accurate. So I've got that. And I think we're good to go there. So that's 5'8" there. That should be right. I think we're good to go. Okay, so now that I've got that, I'm going to use my offset command. And I'm going to offset my walls. Now, looking on the plan that I have, it says exterior walls are 5 inches wide. So to specify distance here, I'll type in 5 for 5 inches. I'll click on this right here and I'll offset that inside. Now at that point, I've got my interior walls. We should be good to go here. And I will begin to continue on through here. So I've got that right there. I got my basics right there. So now I've got that. Now going back over here to what this one looks like right here, I've got this, and then I have my different walls and so forth. I've got this information, and I can start anywhere. But if I want to start like with this, let's just start with this wall right here. And I can just go ahead and draw the wall straight across here just to orient it. And it says it's 15 feet 1. So this wall is 15 feet 1 from here. So I can go ahead and draw that and just draw it straight across. And I'm going to do that. And the distance is 20 feet 7 inches. So 15 feet 1, it's 20 feet 7 inches. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'll continue with my, my wall command here. And this one, I will go ahead and make a polyline. Why not? And I'll go ahead and touch it here. And I'll go down the distance here, which is going to be 15 foot 1. That. And then I'm going to go over 20 foot 7, 20 foot 7 like that. Boom. And then at that point, I'm going to go ahead and bring this out 3 foot 10, 3 foot 10 like that. Boom. And then I will go ahead and extend this. I'll just go ahead and extend it like that. Just what the heck, we'll do that. Okay, then I'm going to offset this line 4 inches. So I'll go offset 4 inches to give me this line right here. So go ahead and offset like that. Now, once I've done that, I'm going to put a couple more dimensions down, make sure that I am where I should be. So this is all about checking it and making sure that your particular project is accurate. So right here, what have I got? 15 foot 1, which is dead on. And then I'll go ahead and measure from here over to this location here. That should be 20 foot 7. And it is. Okay, so I've got that. So 20 foot 7. 14 foot 1, so we are good to go. So I am right now gonna get that. So now next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to pay attention over to here right now. Now over here on this side, first I'm going to save this drawing, by the way. I'm going to save as, and I'm going to call it, let's go ahead, I'll just go ahead and save this to my desktop. And I'll call this one floor plan 2. Brennan, like this. So you want to do it that way, floor plan 2, Brennan, like that. And then when I've got this in place, I'm going to focus on the walls over on this side. Okay, so I've got this wall right here. I've got this wall that says 12 foot 11. So this wall is 12 foot 11 down from here. And so I'll go ahead and put that one in 12 foot 11, and then it's 13 foot 2 over. So I'll do that, 12 foot 11 by 14.2 over. So I'll start my polyline command again, and I might not need this for everything, but I'll go ahead and start it. So it's going to go down 12 feet 11, boom. Okay, so I've got that, and then I'm going to go over to the left, and I'm going to go over to the left 13 foot 2. Like that, and I'll go ahead and pull it down. Now I put that on the wrong layer, so I'll have to fix that by going here and changing it and moving it over to the walls layer. If you put something on the wrong layer, by the way, if you put something on the wrong layer to change, it's really easy. You click on it, and when it's highlighted, you just go up here and tell it the layer that you want it to go to. In this case, it's A walls. So we have that right there. So far, so good. And then I'm going to offset that 4 inches. So that's going to offset over to the left 4 inches like that. And we are now off to a pretty good start there. We're off to a pretty good start. So then at this point, I would want to trim some of the stuff out. So my trim command, I use this, and I can just actually trim this, get rid of that. And I could also clean this out right here as I need to, and like this and like that. And so now I've got the basic walls in place here. Okay, so I've got those right there. Okay, so now moving on from here, next thing I want to do is I also have over here, I've got this wall right here goes down 9 foot 4 from this wall, goes over 9 foot 4 down here, 9 foot 4, 4 inches, and then down. So I'll complete that 9 foot 4 and then down. So I'll go ahead and start it from here, changing back to my walls layer, and I'll go polyline right here. And that one's going to, I'll start it right from here. And I'll start from here right there. Okay, and I'm gonna go down 9 foot 4, 9 foot 4, boom. And then over 3 inches, or rather 4 inches, because that's the thickness there. Then I'll go ahead and take this down And I'll go ahead and stop it at the end. Well, I'll go ahead and just bring it. Doesn't give me a distance here, does it? No, it doesn't. So I'll have to put that in there. So I'll just go ahead and stop it right here. Then I'll go ahead and trim this out. And right now we're kind of building this up right here. And so we're starting to make some sense here. And so now at that point, we have this. Now, as you're building this right now, you always want to kind of think about, okay, I've got this going in place right here. What's next? What else can I do here? Well, one of the things I've got here is I've got a distance here, which is actually helpful. Okay, right down here, this tells me that this stair line right over here, right there, it's 3'9" from the south side edge. So I have that oriented. So I'm going to go over and make that 3'9" over. So I'm going to go over 3'9", and then I'm going to go ahead and pull that straight down, and then I'm going to stop it. And these little projections at the end right there, we'll get to those later. I don't really have dimensions for those, but we'll get that together there. The total, yeah, we got the risers here. So let me go ahead and I'll place this. So that's going to be 3'9" from here to here. And that's going to let me place the rest of this. So let me do that. So 3'9". So I'll go over here and I'll continue with my line command here, going over from this location. And from here over, it's 3'9", 3'9", build that. And then I go ahead and pull that down. And I'll just go ahead and run this right through the end here. And I'll go ahead and stop it there. Okay, so I've got that. And then my next thing over, it should be 3'4". So this should be, I'm going to go ahead and put dimensions out here, make sure that it's correct. So this should be 3'9" if I did this correctly. So I'll go here to here. Again, it's all about establishing this. That's 3'9", and then it should be 3'4" over here. So I'll go from here to here. We'll see if it is. Oh, 3'2" and 9/16. So that's not right. That's not right. What I missed. Oh, I missed it. I missed the snap. Okay. What happened there? All right. Something is not right there. I got a crooked line. That's what I got going on here. So that is not good. So first of all, I'm going to fix that because that's not right. Okay, so what I'll do is I made an error here. So I will fix the error. This is why you always check your work. And it's possible to make an error, which I just did there. So 3'9" over, 3'9", boom. Then I'll go straight over here. I'll go ahead and touch that to there. Okay, now that, if I take this and move it over here, it should be 3'4" if I did it right. Let's see if it is. And we'll go ahead and bring it right to this location here. Is it? And it is. So 3'4" is correct. So we're good to go there. So again, all the dimensions, you want to just build this so it matches up. And I put a lot of dimensions on here to make sure you guys are where you should be. But that's 3'4" from here to here. And then this little piece right here, you'll notice this says it's 3 feet, the opening here. That means these little projections right here are 2 inches on each side. That's what that is right there. So 2 inches and then 3 foot over. So I'll draw that just to make this kind of complete. So I'll go from this line right here and I'll go over from this location here, over here, 2 inches, 2 like this. I'll go ahead and pull this down and that is there. Then I'll go ahead and make a line 36 inches, 36, boom. And that's over here. Let's try that again. Line, go here and go over 36 inches, 36, boom. Then I'll go ahead and touch it here. There we go. Then I'll trim that out. Okay, now once I've done that, that gives me that right there. So now I've got my stairs and I am making good progress. We're doing great right here. So now that I've got that, I've actually got some more information over here. I got some other walls. And so the wall here needs to go 6'1". Okay, it's just to show what that is over here. Okay, all right. Let's see here. Make sure we run in. Got some people that want to come in. Let me make sure everyone's here. Looks like I just, let me just go ahead and let in. Okay, very good. So I've got one more person coming into class. Let me just mark that down there. Okay, okay. All right, good to have you here, Max. Good to have you here. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is, now that I have this, I'm going to continue on drawing this, going over to here. And these dimensions, once again, are right here. And this particular dimension is from here down to the front of this bathroom right here, 6'1", 6'1". So I can go ahead and go from the outside of this wall down 6'1". That'll go to the outside. So one side of the wall, the other is 6'1". We can go ahead and do that. Can you guys see my screen okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. Just want to make sure we're all good. I just got a message and I wasn't sure what it was saying there. So I just want to make sure that we're all good. 6'1" over here. And then my distance over here, I've got to actually go ahead and do this. And the distance here would be, let's see here to figure that out. We'll go over whatever the distance is here. So that would be, okay, that would be, doesn't want to give me the complete dimension. So 4'5", 7'5", 7'5" plus 14, the 7'5" plus 12. So 8'5" over. Yep. So I think that's 8'5". So we'll try this 8'5" like this, and we go over here, and I think that's going to get us to where we want to be right there. So let's offset that 4. I'm going to offset that 4 like that, and let's see how close we are here. So I'm going to go ahead and put in some dimensions here, make sure we are good to go. So as you build this right now, you're going to be going through this and using the basic building blocks that we have in AutoCAD. So I got 6'1" there. That's great. And then I'm going to put in a couple others right here. I'm going to put in a 4'5" wall right here. That's got to be in here. So go here, and I will put in a 4'5" wall here, and go over 4'5" like this, and we'll pull it down like that. Okay, and then I'll offset that 4 inches, 4 inches over like this. There we go. So got that. And then I will offset that 2'9". So I'll just go down this line, 2'9". And all these dimensions are actually right on the plan. I'm just using it right now to show you how we do this and how you would derive it. So you got that, and then I'll offset that 4 here, like that. Okay, so then at that point, that is where that particular wall would be located. Okay, so 13'10". Gotcha. Okay, so then, so now that I've got that right there, I've got the basic elements that are placed right there. And then I could actually begin to place some different doors and so forth. Now that I got these in place right here, I've got the basic geometry constructed here. I'll put a couple more dimensions in here just to prove the concept, and then we'll move on from there. So what this dimension should be from here to here should be, as I see it here, which is 4'5". That's exactly right. And then this other one should be going from the inside here, actually here to here. And that should be 3 feet, and it is. And so we are good to go there. So we're looking pretty good here. So now, next thing I'm going to do is I've got some blocks over here, and these blocks I can actually start to place in here. So over here, I've got to actually layer for my plumbing, which is called A plumbing. So I changed my layer to A plumbing, and then I've got right here, I've got a shower here, and I'm going to go ahead and drop my shower in place. I'm going to take my shower, and my shower actually comes in, actually gives me this right here. So I've got this in place. I'll go ahead and drop this right in that corner right there. And we've got that. And let's see here. So then I've got that. And then it looks like this line has to go over 6 inches that way. So go 6 that way. And we'll do that. And actually, let me try that again. That needs to go over 4, needs to go over 8. That goes over 8. Okay, so once I've got that, there's my shower. My shower's in place right there. And then I also have here a toilet. Now watch how this toilet blocks works. I click on this right here, and I pull the toilet over. I can actually place it on a wall like this, and it finds the wall. It wants to find the wall, so I take it and run along here. And I'll go ahead and drop it here. But there's something wrong with that toilet block. The toilet block is an elevation view. In other words, it's if you were looking at it from the side, it's actually not a top-down view. So I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to see what options I have. And one of the options I have here is when you click on this arrow down here, you can go to elongated plan, which is what you want there. An elongated plan is what you have. And then if it's not in proper position, you can rotate it by clicking on the circle. The circle rotates a dynamic block right there. So we have that. That's in place right there. And then we have over here a sink oval. I'm going to drop the sink right here. I'm going to drop this in place like this. And that goes right there. And that sink looks like it's sink's a little bit too large. So we're going to scale that sink. I think that sink, we're going to make it about half its size right now because that's too large. So I'll go ahead and scale it like that. And when you want to scale something, you would use your scale command. You go to scale and you click on this right here. And when you click on it, it asks you, when you're done selecting objects, you right click, and then you select the base point right here. And I'm going to type in 0.5. Let's make it half its size. And that's about right there. And then the actual casework goes around there. And I didn't really give you guys a dimension for that. But the casework, do I have casework? Yeah, I have a casework layer here. So I'll go ahead and make a rectangle just to fit that. So I'll just go ahead and, for this one, I'm going to go click here. I'm going to go ahead and pull it over here. And that should be probably 2 feet. Let's see here, 2 feet by, okay, going back this way. Okay, I'll just go ahead and pick a point like here. Let's just get ready to do this. We'll go ahead and make it, let's see here, 2 feet, comma, yeah, -2 feet, 2 feet by 20 feet. So I'll go ahead and say 24, comma 16, like that. And I went in the wrong direction. Okay, so yeah, it's over there. So I'll go move it. So I'll move it, and we'll go ahead and place that in the corner, which is fine. We'll do that. And there it is. And roughly like that. Then we just move this so it actually sits inside there better. We're going to do that. There we go. Okay, so at that point, we've got that established there. Now, the next thing we want to do is there has to be a door here. Now, the door that we have over here, just to show you what the plan looks like. The plan looks like this. It's a 2'6" door, meaning it's a 30-inch door. And it comes out, if you don't see any other measurement right here, typically anywhere between 4 and 6 inches is legitimate. Let me just go ahead and measure this right here. What have I got that? That's 4 inches roughly. So we'll just go ahead and drop it in 4 inches right there. And so to do this, I want to change my current layer to A doors. I'll change this. And to drop this door in here, it's right here. So I'll click on this door, and I'll go ahead and take this, and I'll start it at this location. I'll run it down a little bit, and I'll pick a point somewhere right around there. Now, once I've got that, I'm going to drop it, and it looks like this here. Okay, now when I click on it, I can actually change its actual opening like this, and then I can actually flip it like this, like I'm doing right now. So flip it in this direction, in that direction, right over there. And then at that point, it looks like I placed the hinge on the wrong side. So I got to move that down a little bit further. So I'll just go ahead and click on this and pull it down 30 just to make sure it's where it should be. So I'll type in 30. Hopefully it works that way. Okay. And then I'll go ahead and, okay, looks like I'm going to have to flip it. It's not working like the way I wanted to. Okay. Okay. Looks like I didn't mean to do that. So I'll go back over here and we'll put it back on this. Okay. We'll go ahead and go there. Okay, in any case, it's right there. So after much duress, I'll click on this, and I'll take this, and I can actually change the width that we have right here like that. Okay, and then I'm going to rotate this door by clicking on it, and I can flip the door swing so it's like this. And then when I have that, I've actually got a legitimate door, and then I can trim out the door opening right there. So I have that. So that's how we go ahead and place that. Let me make sure that the door is actually the right size by when I click on this right here, it should be 2'6", and it is 2'6", so we're good to go there. So that is how we would place these doors. That's how we go ahead and place that right there. And this is how we do this right here. So I'm just going to pause for a second here. I know I'm showing you guys a lot of very, very technical mouse click. Are there any questions right now before I continue? You guys with me? Okay.
Yeah, no questions. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks. Okay, and looks like I've got Max who wants to come in the room. I admitted you, and now you got to come in. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do this. Okay, so now as we're going through this, we're going to continue putting in these dimensions. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place a dimension. And again, just as you're building this out, you just want to continue to make sure your dimensions are where they need to be. In this case, I'm going to go from here to here. This should be 3'10", and it is. And we are looking good. Now, this door right here, I want to place another door on this one. That's also a 2'6" door. I will go ahead and click on this and tap it and make sure it goes on the doors layer. So it shows up red. So I'll go ahead and do this, and I'll take this and drop it somewhere right around here, I guess. Go ahead and do this. I'll go ahead and drop it there, and I'll leave it there. Now, at this point, I'm going to change it so it's on the doors layer like that. I'm going to, come on you, doors. All right. Okay, and then with that selected, I'm going to change this to be open 90 degrees like that. And then I'm going to flip it. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to push this back a little bit so it fits perfectly like this. And when I do that, I can then trim out the door so that that fits the way it should right here. So trim this out like this, boom, boom, there we go. So at this point right now, we are doing quite well. The only thing I need to do is make sure that that door is actually 13 feet away from the corner here. So I'm going to go to line and make a 13-foot distance right here, 13 feet like this. And I'll go ahead and pull it up like that. And it looks like I'm pretty darn close. So I'll go ahead and move it to that location there. And I'll go ahead and do this. I'll go ahead and move it over like this. Okay, now another way to do this, I think I can stretch that, can I? Maybe I can stretch it. Let me see if I can stretch it. Stretch. And if I click on this and encompass all this, try that again. Go closer. All right, go like this. All right, go like this. And I'm going to go from here to here. And, oh, I picked that. Okay, forget it. I'll just go ahead and move it. So move this over here. And I'll go ahead and move this from here to here to make sure it's in the right point, right location. Then I just need to trim this out right here, get rid of this and this. All right, and then I want to extend this one. So I've got extend and trim, which are the tools right here. Extend this right up to there. Okay, so at that point, I've got my 13-foot dimension. We are good to go. So we're looking pretty good here. And then I would just clean up this other information here by going to trim and cleaning out these extra lines right here that I have in place there. And that'll clean these walls up so that they look right. So we do that. Okay, so that is how we have now, how we have this. And this is how we begin to place this right here. So at this point, I've actually given you guys some blocks to make life really easy on you. There is this kitchen block right here. You see this right here? I'm going to show you how easy I made this for you. I'm going to click on, well, let me make sure my dimensions are right over here first before I do that, because that's a bit of a showstopper. And I want to make sure you guys can see this and understand what's going on there. So that's 13'2". This other one should be, and I didn't quite go in the right spot there. So I'll grab this and pull it down like this. Place another dimension here. Try that again. And we'll go from here and make sure it's 12 feet 11. I just want to make sure that's correct. And those are correct right there. So now at this point, I will place this casework. I'll go to the casework layer and I'm going to go ahead and click on this. Now watch this. I click on this and I can just take this. I did the whole kitchen for you. I made it a block. You just drop that right in place there and you have that in place. That's all you have to do there. Now, the other thing I did for you is I also, this is where I really made this a lot easier for you guys. I'm going to go here and I made this right here. I made the fireplace. So if I click on the fireplace right here, watch this. I'll take the fireplace. I can drop this right in here. That's also a block. I dropped that right there. And so I've got that. So I put these together for you. I made those blocks for you and I'm going to save it because right now that just took that just got a whole lot more detail in it than we had before. So these are all things that we have in place right here. And then over here, I would actually do a couple other things like over here. I've got this opening right here, and that's going to be a 3'7" line that comes from here. So I'll go here and go over 3'7". So 3'7" like this. And I'll go ahead and pull this down and stop it there. And then I'm going to offset that 6 feet. Offset this 6 feet. Line. And we'll go ahead and go over here 6 feet. 6 feet. Boom. And that's there. We'll trim this out like that. And now at this point, that's starting to look like something. Okay. So I'll save my work. And right now we're making good progress. I'll just do a little bit more, then we'll take a little break and then we'll come back and I'll continue with this. So you're seeing right now that building the basic framework is really what's going to be what we're after. And then after that, we're going to build out the different dimensions and so forth as we work with this. So that's what's actually going on right here. And then I'm going to continue on here by placing a 3-foot wall here. Let's see here. I got this that goes over. Yeah, it's got to be 3 feet. So I think we're good here. Comes from, yeah, it comes from that face there. So I'll go line and I'll go ahead and this just is going to end here over here like this. there, and then up 3 feet. All right, and then I'm gonna go over this way like that, and then I trim it out. And you trim this out and boom, we have that. And then there's a door. There's a small door that's in here. It's a sliding door. There's a little notation to it there. So this one right here, it's basically, if I show you the measurements for it, the measurement of that door is like this right here. So here's the measurement right here. And if I go ahead and touch this, this is actually a 3 foot by 1 inch slab. It's a 3 foot by 1 inch slab. That's what I'm going to put in here. So I'm just going to make a 3 foot by 1 inch rectangle and place it in there. So I'm going to A doors and get out of there. Use the doors. And I'll go ahead and do this and go ahead and make that 1, 3, 6 like that. And I have that in place. So I'm going to move that over. So I'll move this. And this one I'm going to take, and since it's a sliding door, I just kind of wanted to kind of bisect it. So I'll go ahead and take it here and I'll just go ahead and place it kind of like right there. And actually, I'll try that again. All right. All right, we'll go from here like that. Okay, so I've got that right there. That's the sliding door. And then I could actually put my note in there, which I'll do. So we have that in place right there. So I'll save this. We are doing well. And we'll continue on here and we'll do, let's see here. So we are looking very good. And we're coming up to just about 10-2. So we're going to take a little break right now. It's 6:50. And we're going to go ahead and we'll take, because we're supposed to take a break between classes. So let's just go ahead and do that. I'll give you guys, let's just go ahead and take, we'll just take 5 minutes. So we'll go from 6:50 to 6:55. And we will come back in just a few minutes. It's almost 6:50. And so we'll go ahead and do that. So we'll come back at 6:55. So I'm going to pause the recording right here and then we'll come back. So I'll pause this. I'll see you guys in 5 minutes. I'll be right back. So just hang on. I'm going to pause recording. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
That everything is by 5 inches.
Okay.
So does that still count as a grade or no?
If you want to resubmit it, if you want to redo it, then just send me an email and I can clear out that attempt and you can resubmit it.
Okay. But wait, is like the whole thing still count or no? Because I did it all completely. It's just that I didn't mark the walls as 5 centimeters apart.
It's your call at this point right now. What I would do is I would actually either I would take it and grade it. And yes, if it's wrong, it's wrong. And I'd take points off for it. If you want to redo it and submit it, which drawing is this for?
Floor plan 1.
Floor plan 1. Okay, floor plan 1 is worth 100 points. The other drawings prior to that are all worth 10 points. So that would be your call whether you want to resubmit it or not. If you did not use the correct offset, that's something that actually is, I take a number of points off for that. So if you want to request it and resubmit it, just ask me to, and I'll do that. Okay.
It wasn't a wrong offset. I used the correct one.
I'm sorry, what?
It wasn't a wrong offset. I used the correct one. I used the one that you told me to use. I watched the video. I know how to do it.
It was just he didn't put the text that says that the walls are 5 inches.
Okay, if you didn't put the text on, that's not a big deal. I wouldn't bother. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's all I wanted to
also-
know. That's all. Thank you for clarifying that, Louis.
yeah. Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks,
problem.
thanks for that. I was trying to pick that up. Okay. Okay.
I have one.
Yeah.
Kind of related question also. When I went to put the text at the bottom of floor plan 1, the text shows up as like not appearing. When I go to open up the text box, I'll type in the word and then I'll click off the text box and it'll have like a tiny little dash and I can click on the dash and edit the words again. But then once I click off, it disappears again. Do you know what I could have wrong in my settings that's causing that?
Well, the only thing I would say is, did you use the template I gave you?
Yeah, the text works in any other drawing, but the template that I have it open with the template with all the different colors for the doors and the walls and everything. And for some reason in that template, I can't get text boxes to open.
Yeah, well, you could, if the text is too small, you can just use the scale command and make it larger.
I don't think it's too small. It literally just shows like a tiny dash. It's not that it's like super tiny.
It just shows as a dash.
Like it'll show, I can type the text and I can see it in like the regular font size. But then once I click off to like stop editing it, it disappears.
Okay, well, to just kind of go briefly over how text typically works, and but you're able to put text in the other drawings, correct?
Yeah, all the other drawings, it works.
So
normally.
I had the same problem. You have to keep scrolling in until you find it, and then you have to. It's on like 3/16, so you have to like turn it up to 2 feet for it to be visible.
and which plan is this we're talking about right now?
This is floor plan 1.
All
Oh,
right.
so it is literally that it's just so
Yeah,
tiny.
it's there. You just have to find it. Yeah, I had the same problem.
Oh, okay, thank you. So I just
Okay,
gotta make the
so-
font way bigger.
So that's something I guess I got to tweak. And there actually may be more than one way to do that. Let me take a real quick look here because you're asking a good question. I want to make sure that we're good about that. So I'll go over here to floor plan 1. I'll go ahead and download the template, make sure that I understand where we're going here. So I'll download the floor plan 1 drawing template just to kind of, establish what you're saying here. We'll go here, we'll go to new, and I'll go here and I'll go ahead and open up my floor plan 1 master. Okay, so let me just give this a real quick shot. Let me just go ahead and do a quick thing here. I'm just gonna go ahead and do this 25 feet, 25 feet, 25 feet like that. Okay, so I have that. And let me go ahead and try and put the text on. So I'll go here. I didn't really give you guys a layer for that. I should have, but I'll just go ahead and go to 0. And I'll go to my text here. You go to text right here. And if I go ahead and click here, okay, yeah, I already see the problem right here. But I'll go here and here and I'll type in floor plan 1 like that. So go ahead and do that. And it's going to be really, really teeny tiny, but it's right there. Okay, so if you zoom into it, it's really, really small. So a couple ways to do this. If you click on the text, you can either scale it, or what you can do is you can actually right click and go to properties. And under properties, you can actually go here and change the text height from 3/16, and I can go ahead and change like 24, and that'd be 24 inches, and then that would look like that. Okay. Or if that's a little too large, I think it is, I'd go ahead and make that, let's say 6 or 6 inches. Or something in between and make it like 12 or 12 inches. And that's how you go ahead and do that. So if something is too small, you can scale it, or you can go into your properties right there. And going into your properties allows you to kind of elegantly do the change all at once. So does that help there? Okay. All right.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I had that issue too, but I had to tweak a bunch of things to make it to work.
Yeah, I gotta fix it.
Glad I wasn't struggling by myself.
Yeah, okay, well, good. I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go in there and I'll fix that. There's more than one way to fix that, but what I'll do is I will make a note right here to fix floor plan 1 template text size, floor plan 1 template. So the text size, so that doesn't happen to the next class. Text size is too small. The text size should be probably 1 foot. Okay, should be 1 foot. Okay, there we go. And I think I demonstrate that in some of my other videos. I just didn't get to it in this last one. So anyway, thanks for letting me know that. I appreciate that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is over here, we're going to continue on here, and I'm not going to do every little line here because I want you guys to think somewhat, and I don't want to do everything for you. So I'll put a couple more of these things in here to establish the concept, and then we'll move on from there. So I think the video is going again. Let me verify that it is. I think it is. Yeah, the video is going again. And so what we're going to do now is we have these different elements, and then I have these different, I have the different room tags here. Like for instance, here, if you go to here and you go to text, I would go ahead and go to text, and I think I've got the text size is correct here. So I'm just go, yeah, I do. And so I'll go ahead and just put this one here. I'll go ahead and type in living room. Like that. Yeah, and so those are the right size. So that text is actually okay in this one. And I just want to make sure of it. Now over here, we went ahead and built out the bathroom. That was pretty straightforward. I'm going to show you guys how to put in these different windows. So let me go ahead and start with these different windows. Okay, up here at the front of the house here. Okay, over here, you've got a couple of windows here. Okay, over here, you've got a 3-foot window here and a 3-foot window here. So these are 3 foot. Now, these are located 3'6" centered off. So the center of the window is 3'6" off from the corner. So here's how this works. When you're working on this right here, the first thing you'd want to do is, there's a couple different ways to do this. One thing you could do is just simply draw a line here. I could draw a line here and go over 3'6" from the corner there. And then, oh, let's try it again. Didn't like that too much, did it? So I'll go here and pull it down. I'll say 3'6". Okay, and I've got this line. I'll go ahead and use that. So I can go ahead and just do this. That's arbitrarily just placing a line there. And then I'll go to my my Windows layer, a Windows, and I'll go ahead and click on this. Now, this window actually happens to be exactly 3 feet long right there. If I click on this, I could actually move it around right there, but I'll just go ahead and leave it there. Now, if I click on this window right there, and it shows me that it's there, and if I put some dimensions on it, it tells me that this is exactly from one side to the other. The block is a 3-foot block. So that window is 3 feet. So that went in and that was perfect. Now, what I could do is I could also copy that over to the other side because that's also 3'6". So I could use the mirror command. Now, the mirror command lets me use it in this kind of a context very, very easily. So I'll click on this window. I'm going to right click, and then I pick, at that point, you right click when you're done selecting your items. And then it says specify the first point of the mirror line. The mirror line is going to be where you want to flip it. So I want to flip it right here at the midway point. Click here, I pull it down, and you'll see it actually gives me that right there. And then I see that right there. So then when I see that, I then have that in place. And then I can put my dimensions on here to verify that we are in a good situation there. So I'm going to go from here to the center of this here, which is right to there, 3'6", like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a dimension on the other side here. Like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and draw some dimensions right here on the outside of these. So 3 foot here to 3 foot there. And that's a 3 foot dimension there. And I can move all these out, but that's just giving you that. So that's how you go ahead and place these. And then these dimensions, if you don't like where the actual dimensions line up, you can click on the end of them and pull them out a little bit like I just did there. And that kind of pulls it off just to make it a little bit cleaner. And that's how you can actually do this. So I'll just leave you guys with that right there. So I just went ahead and did that. There's a few more 3 foot windows. Now over here, there's a front door. I'm going to place the front door right here. So let me make sure I've got the dimensions for the front door correctly here. Correct. And the front door is actually 3'6" from this wall. So the door is 3'6" from the wall there. So I'm going to place a door. So I'll start my door command here, and I want it to be 3'6" away from the corner there. So I'll touch it here, and I'll slide along here, and the distance over is going to be 3'6". 3'6", boom. All right, now that, okay, now what that did right there, it looks like I gave it to me. I'll go ahead and place it in this direction here. I'll go ahead and drop it there. So it's actually pivoting in the other direction. So when I've got that, I can click this and open it. I think this will let me do this. So I'll make it 90, and then I'll flip it over here. That's good. And then I would go ahead, and that looks about right. And then I would just go ahead and flip it inside the structure like that. And that's all I'd have to do. So once I've got that in place, let me just go ahead and determine it, make sure that it's in the right place. I'll go ahead and go here, over to here, and that tells me that that is indeed 3'6". Let me make sure it actually is 3 feet. I'm not sure it is. Here to here, is it 3 feet? No, it's 2'6". So I'll click on this, and I actually need to pull this over to 3 feet. Okay, and then I need to move it over 6 inches because it I placed it. I didn't make it as wide as I should have. So it's 3'6", and then I trim out the information that's in there. So I do that. Okay, now right next to it, you're going to notice that there is a window right here. There's a window right here that's 2 feet. There's a window that's 2 feet. Now the block over here is 3 feet. So how do I fix that? Well, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. This is how to scale a block. I will show you how to scale a block. So I'll go here, and we go ahead and grab our A windows, and we'll go ahead and take our window and drop it in here. So I'll take this, and it doesn't actually, okay, so I'm going to take this, I'm going to touch it here and slide it over. And it's got to go over, I'll just say 1 foot or 12 inches like that. I'll drop it right there. And then it overlaps like that, and that's okay. Now to scale this, I'm going to click on this right here. I'm going to scale it. Now to scale it, I'm going to then I'm going to click on it. Now I'm going to show you how to use your properties to scale this in place. It's a very easy way to do something. So I've got this right here. And what I'm going to do is I've got this placed where it should be. I'm going to right click and choose properties. When you right click, you can choose properties. And then I can actually give it a scale here. The X and the Y scale will let me to determine whether it's thinner or thicker, whether it's wider, in the X and Y X radius, the X plane or the Y plane. And in this case, the X is 1. So I'm going to ask you guys a question. What would the size of a window be? I got a 3-foot window and I want to turn into a 2-foot window and I want to scale it. So what would be the scale factor going from 3 to 2?
0.67.
Yeah, 0.67 or 0.66. So I'll go 0.667 like this, like that. And look at that. Boom, fits perfectly. Okay, which is what you want to do. That's exactly what you do right there. So I do that. And then I'll put the dimension on there. So you can actually scale that. And all I scaled right there was the X plane. I didn't scale the Y. The Y plane I left because that's correct. So you can actually just scale it like I did right there. All right. Or you could make another block if you wanted to, but it's easier to do what I just did there. And then I'm going to put in a dimension to dimension that. And this should be exactly 2 feet here to here. And it should be 2 feet. And it is. Boom, boom. There we are. Okay, so that's how we go ahead and place these things. Okay, then I got the other windows that are over here. I'm not going to, you guys can figure those out. And then I got a 5-foot window over here. So I got a 5-foot window over here. So how would I do a 5-foot window? Let's see here. I'll go ahead and grab, oh, it's a 6-foot window actually. So I'll go ahead and grab my 6-foot window. I'll go over here. I'll touch it here. And I'll go ahead and slide this up from the corner. 6 feet. 6 feet, 6 times 72. Right. And then I've got it here. So I'll go ahead and rotate in place right there. Okay, now to make this 6 feet, I'll click on this. I'll do the same thing I did before. Now, thinking this out right here, I'm going to talk about the X because the X is actually the width of the window. If I've got a 3-foot window and I want to scale to be 6 foot, what would my scale factor be?
2.
Maybe 2. So I go ahead and scale it at a factor of 2. I scale a factor of 2, boom, there you go. So a lot of this is just simple math, just applied to something that's fairly, that's fairly simple, but there's only going to be one answer. It's not going to be 2 or 3 answers. So I'm going to go there. I'm going to pull the dimensions away from here just because that's what you do. And then I'll go ahead and I will measure this and make sure that it is 6. So as we go through here, that is how we place those. And we have that. So now you guys got a pretty good idea as far as how that goes. Building out this front closet, I think you guys can handle that. I think you guys can handle building out that front closet, which is right there. And I showed you guys how to do these. And this right here is the same thing. You have like these 6-foot doors. I'll go ahead and place one of those and then I'll let you guys do the others. So over in this right here, it's a 7-foot dimension from the insertion point of these right here. So I'll go ahead and insert those at the 7-foot mark. I'll go to the back of the structure here and I'll go ahead and go to my door layer. Go to my door layer here, A doors, and I will go ahead and place my door by touching it here and sliding it over here to the right. And that's going to go over 7 feet. So I'll type in 7 feet, boom. And then that gives me that location right there. So I'll go ahead and drop it there. And then I'll go ahead and click on this and I will do 2 things. First of all, I will go ahead and make sure that it's 3 feet like that. So I've got that. And then what I'll do is I'll flip it over like that, went the wrong way. Okay, so did that. That's okay. We'll go here and go to open 90. So I've got that. And if I flip that, yeah, it's flipping on the wrong axis. So that's okay. So I've got that. And I think that's work.
If you click that other arrow, what didn't it flip like higher? Right there.
So I'm going to do that right there. And then let me do that one more time. I'll flip it over here. Yeah, that'll work right there. I think that's going to work right there. Let me measure it. Make sure I've got it right there. And so with these are what are called dynamic blocks. They let you do an awful lot of very powerful stuff with a very few, yeah, there you go, 7 foot, that's good. So then I would go ahead and place my other door right there. I could mirror it, or I could place another door on the other side. So I'll just go through the process of seeing if I can't fit this one. I'm going to take this one from the corner here. That's got to go over 36 like that. So I'll leave that at 36. I'll drop it. And then at this point, I should be able to use this one, do the same thing. And I could have just mirrored it, but I'll just give this a shot. Over here, make that 3 feet like that. And we'll go here, make that open 90. And I'll flip it down this way. And we're good to go like that. So then when we've done that, we're good. And then I'll go ahead and put a dimension on there, make sure that I've got that correct. So as we go through here right now, there's a lot of little tricks I'm going through right now. And if you watch, I'm pretty much narrating them in the video. So once you got this, we trim out, actually we should trim out these wall segments right here. Looks like in the drawing, I didn't do that, but you want to have them open like that. And we would go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So we got this right here, and then you would back these dimensions off like this right here. I'll take this and move this away from my structure. And then I'll do the same thing here. I'll move this one away right here, pull this one up, and we'll do that. And then this, I need to pull this grip away from here. So then click that grip and pull it up like this. And then I have that in place, that's 6 foot right there. So that is what we would do. Okay, now I'm going to turn my attention over here to my stairs. So I got the stairs right here. Now the stairs, actually the stairs right here are actually supposed to be, I've got a notation here of what they are. Notation of the stairs is right here. And that is, it's 14 risers, 9 inches typical. So the total distance is 10'8". So it's 10'8" going from one to the other. Now, I don't think I put a dimension as far as where I start these. So let me see what I've got it here. So what have I got here, here to here? That's, I actually offset it 4 inches. So it's 4 inches off. And then I'm going to go ahead and put those together. So I'll go over here. And I don't think I have a stairs layer, so I'll just go ahead and put this on the, I don't think I do. So I'll use the A walls layer. And I'll go over here and I'm going to make this with a line. I'll start it right here. We'll start it here, go over, and we'll go down 4. And then we'll back it over in this direction, over to here. All right. And then what I'm going to do is I'm then going to offset that 9 inches. So offset and make it 9 inches. And I'll just go ahead and offset these. So go here, offset that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, and then is there 14 too? It's 14. Yeah, it should have been 14, right? Okay, there it is. Okay, so that's them right there. And then I'm going to put in this wall. I'm gonna go ahead and draw my wall, which is actually supposed to be 4 inches over from here. So we'll go over 4. Now go ahead and pull this down. Oh gosh, how far? Probably right around to this one right here. So I'm going to stop right there. Now at this point, you're going to notice that I have something else going on here, and that is I have this break line. That's typical notation when you're working with stairs. You're going to have a break line right here. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a break line. Okay, that's actually it's like just a polyline, isn't it? But I've got a break line right up here, and I think that's what I use there. Interesting. We'll see how that works. So we'll go ahead and try that. And I'll go ahead and I'll put this on my, interesting. So I put that on the doors there. Oh, well, so we'll go ahead and go here. I'll pull this in right here and I will go ahead and place this one in my drawing right here and try that again. So I'll go ahead and place this here and I'll go ahead and drop it there. Okay, now once I place that break line, looks like my break line is kind of tiny. That's okay. I'll go ahead and just adjust a little bit here. Looks like that's actually, all right. Yeah, that's not the right break line, I don't think. That's okay, we can make one. We'll just go ahead and draw one, that's okay. And so we'll go ahead and draw one just by using the, we'll use the same layer right here, and I'll go ahead and draw that. And so over here, what did I do here? It looks like I did something different here. So I just did a polyline, didn't I? Okay, I just did a polyline and zigged it and zagged it. Okay, that's what I'll do here. And what layer did I put that on? It's on the doors layer, huh? Okay, all right, that's why I did that. Okay, so anyway, back over to here. I will go ahead and draw this. So I'll do this, and I'll just make a polyline. So I'll do this kind of a thing. I'll click here, and I'll go like here, and just kind of like get the same kind of an angle. And I'll go here, then I'll go down like this, And then I'm going to go up like this. And then down like this. And I'm just kind of freestyling right now. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to pull it right up to this location here. And I'll go ahead and stop it there. So when I got that, that's what that looks like. All right, that's a kind of a break line there. And then I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to pull it down a little bit like this, kind of like that. And now once I've done that, I'll trim out what's between it. So trim out what's between it just to make it nice and clean. And that is how we go ahead and put that together there like that. Okay, like this and like that.
Can we use offset to do the same thing?
You could, yeah, you could use offset. And the thing is, offset should let you do the same thing. And you could do the same. Good question. That's a very good question. And so once you've got that right there, you're able to go ahead and construct that. And then I would go ahead and trim out these other elements here, which are actually occluding this right here. So that ends right. Actually, doesn't it? No, it doesn't end there. So I'm going to go ahead and trim out these stairs because these stairs. I want to go ahead and trim out the stairs here. So I'll go ahead and trim out the stairs, starting from this side here. Hard to get this thing straight. Okay, so I've got those right there. Okay, and then what I would do is down here, this line actually probably should come right down and connect to here. That's really what it should look like. And this line should be trimmed out. So we'll just go ahead and leave it like that. Now, once you've got that like there, that is actually what those should look like. And then you put in the notation down here, which says 14 risers, typical 10 feet, 8 inches. And okay, I think I just put a dimension on there. So I'll go ahead and put the dimension on there. And I'll go ahead and measure it. And I'll put in the notation right here, just to kind of like do this. I'll go ahead and do this. Okay, and what I did here is I think it looks like I went and did this. And I put this dimension in here. And I'm going to type in 14 risers, 9-inch typical. 9. Oh, actually, I can get rid of that and go to the end of this. 9-inch. TYP. Like that. Okay, I'll go and click out here. And there's your notation right there. So that's 14 risers, typical. And then I'll just go ahead and move this out of the way here. Move that out of the way. Okay, so I've got that right there. And that's how we go ahead and place that in there. I just double clicked and overrode that dimension. So I have that right there. And then underneath here, I actually have the dimension of the total length of the stairs should be 10'8" here over to here. And the 10'6". How did that happen? Okay. 10'8". Looks like I didn't. Okay, looks like okay, that's actually got to go to the end there. So it's got to go to the very end. So we'll go ahead and go from the end here. And it's actually goes to the end here. We'll go ahead and go here. That should be 10 foot. And that's 10'8" to the very end there. That's what that is. Okay. Okay, and then we got this right here. So I've got a 36-inch gap right in here. So I'm going to go and I'm going to draw that. And we're going to do that. And then so I think we're 2 inches over for each one of these. Linear, I'm going to go overhead and start from here, line over here, and then over from here over 2, I think. And then we go over 2. No, that's not right. So we'll go over 2 more. Okay, again, not right. So we'll go over 2 more. Okay, like that. And then that should be 36. No, that's not right. Okay, so we'll go ahead and figure that out. So that's not right. And looks like it's I've got to have a 3-foot distance right there, which actually we have. I've got a 3 foot. Okay, so that's actually 3 feet. So I'll just go ahead and just do this. I'll just go ahead and go, that's 3 feet. So I'll just go ahead and pull that right out through here. And we'll do the same thing here. Trim it out. All right. There we go. Excuse me. Like that. Sorry. Getting late. Time for my medication. All right, 3 feet. I'm sorry, excuse me. I've been up for a long time and my voice is starting to finally give away. All right, we'll here make this 3 feet. Hopefully that's right. I think it should be. 3'1". Okay, so that's got to come over just 1 inch then. Okay, so I'll go ahead and just do that. So that's not quite right. So I'll just go over 1 inch. All right, so over here. 1 inch and then down 4 and then over here. A little bit of cleanup there. We'll go ahead and place that all on the wall layer and then trim out what we, come on, you two. Okay, we'll trim this out here and I'll get rid of that. Okay, there we go. Okay, now once I've got that, we're going to go here and we'll place, there's actually a door here as well. And I'll go here and this is a door. It's a 36-inch door. I'll just go ahead and drop it here and I'll rotate it and I'll go ahead and pull that over to here and we'll make that 36 inches like this. And we'll open that up to 36 and we'll go ahead and do this, open 90. And then we'll go ahead and flip this over like that. And we'll go down in this direction here. So you actually open the door down into the stairs and you'll go actually go down that way. So that is what we have there. And that is how we do that. Okay, and that's enough information for you guys right there. I don't think there's anything else on here that you'll have trouble with. There is one thing called a leader. I will show you that. And a leader is actually an element that looks like this here. It's actually right up here. A leader is actually an arrow with a line on it, okay, with a note on it. So I'll go to leader. When you click on leader, you go here, and if I click on this object here, I click there, and I can go ahead and do this. I can actually make a spline, and I would go ahead and type in sliding door. And that's a leader, okay? And there's a leader right there. And looks like this one has an underline. So if I click on this, if I go to my properties over here, I think I can go down here because it's underlined. I don't want that. Leader extension, horizontal landing, no. Let's see here. Attachment type. Do I need that? I don't know if I need that or not. Yeah, I would. Okay, it's giving me underline top line. I don't want that. So I'm going to say top of the top line. I'll just use top of the top line like that. And that takes care of that right there. So I've got that sliding door. Looks like I might have, yeah, I've got another notation here. I got up and down here. So I got up and down, and those are also using leaders. So I go to leader right here. I can actually go to here, click here, and then down. And then I'll go ahead and just click right there. And that one's going to be up. And don't worry if it's curly or not. Just go ahead and use what's the default is. And then this one over here is going to be down. And I'll go ahead and pick a point here. And I'll just go here, pick a point here, and go over here, and I'll type in down. DOWN. Okay, DOWN like that. Okay, so once you have those, you can move those around as you need to, and to get them in a proper position. I think we might also, maybe I might have actually have one on here. It's called straight. So if I click on this, I could actually go here and change the multi-leader style from standard. It's only one. Okay, so we'll go ahead and I could change the leader type to straight if I wanted to. If I made it straight, yeah, you could do it that way too. If you want to be perfect, you can go here. I'm not going to grade you down for this, but if you want to change the leader type from spline to straight, you can do that right there. And that's how you can make that work. Okay, and those are a couple overrides there. And the rest of this, you guys should be able to get on your own. I will show you one thing here, one last tool that'll be helpful. And that is when you have dimensions that criss and cross like this, that's pretty bad practice. So you want to use a tool that's called dimension break. Now, in AutoCAD, you can type in any command that you want to. Any command that you want to use in AutoCAD, you can type in the command. There's also an icon. There's not an icon for every command, but over here, there happens to be one for this one. So if you go with the annotate tab here, there's a tool right here called dimension break. It looks like a white arrow crisscrossing a blue arrow. So if you click on that, and if you click on one of these right there, just press your enter key, and it's going to break that dimension like that. It's just a very elegant way to do that. And if I go ahead and use dim break again, I'll click on this one. And when I click on, you click on a dimension, then press your enter key, and it's going to break anything that intersects that. And that is all I'm going to show you guys. That is enough for, I think, for you guys to get pretty busy with it. And I'm going to stop right there. I think that's enough content, and you guys can do the rest of this. I think that's everything you need. I don't think there's anything else on here that I haven't covered in principle. And the rest of it you guys should be able to figure out. So I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to stop the video, stop the movie here.